Happy New Year. It's me, Shondell, the creator of the Craft Print, aka your new favorite crafter. If this is your first time here, welcome. And to my peoples who've been here already, how y'all doing? We are down for a new year of new projects, new classes, new freebies, just a whole lot of shit. Anyway, but today I don't like long introductions. I need to get straight into the craft. Today we are working on DIY hand fans. So these are for graduation. You can make them for any theme that you like, but today I'm showing you how to make a graduation fan, right? You see that? Is the light shining too much? You can see it? There we go. Look at that. Ooh, gorgeous. So I'm going to have a list with links to all the supplies needed, but long story short, you're going to need a Cricut. You can use any Explore or any Maker for this. You're going to need a printer with ink. Listen, any printer. But if you're trying to print on like a glossy cardstock or thicker, like the 100-pound cardstock, you're obviously going to need a printer with like a rear feeder where the paper could slide in through the back. Okay. Then you're going to need your different types of cardstock that you want to use, your glossy printer paper that you're going to use. You're going to need your stick and some hot glue. Now, everything that I use is going to be listed in the description. So now we're going to jump straight into Design Space. I'm going to show you how to design it with Cricut Design Space. Before you go there, though, don't forget to subscribe. Got it? All right, so let's get into today's tutorial. But before we get into Design Space, I'm going to start in Canva, because this is where I like to go to edit my pictures that I'm going to use for the fan. So I'm going to choose this picture of my niece. Then right up here, it's the automatic background removal option. Now you see the little crown here. That means you have to pay for Canva Pro to use it. Cricut does have a background removal, and you have to pay for Cricut Access to use that one as well. I honestly don't know of anything else that is free right now. Okay, so you can choose to just have an image. You need that background removed. I usually put, I'm just moving it around to size it, like some sort of a banner at the bottom. So I go into Elements, and then you can type in banner. I'm just going to go to my recently used because I chose one recently, this one. So you can go through all that they have available and choose. So you can go to Elements, and if you want a gold banner, just type in gold banner and find something there. And I didn't even spell gold right, child. And when you go to graphics, you'll see a bunch of different banners, right? So I'm going to choose this one. I'm going to hit background remover on that because it had a little shadow on the bottom that I don't want, right? And then here you can choose to put the like a name, the year, you know, like the graduating year. I'm just going to put her name because in this fan, we're using the year as the shape of the fan. So I'm just going to size it. I'm going to go to Effect and hit Curve, just to curve it a little bit. I'm just going to move it like right about here. That's good enough. Move it up just a little bit. And I like it just like that. Now you're going to go to Share. You're going to hit Download. Right here, I have multiple pages. If you just came in with one page, and it doesn't matter the size, choose any size. I'm just going to uncheck all of the other things that I had that I was working on. I'm going to select page 1, which is the one we just did. Done. You're going to select transparent background. If you don't, you're going to get this white background. Then we're going to download. And now we go to Cricut Design Space. You're going to go to Upload. You're going to upload images, browse. Then you're going to go to your download and select the image we just saved. Choose Open. Right here, you're going to hit Continue. Now right here is where Cricut has their background removal. So if you just want a one-click background removal, that'll be this, and you have to pay for access. but they do have the option where you could select the background and take it off, or just erase the background manually. So I already did all of this in Canva, so I'm going to hit apply and continue. You're going to choose flat graphic. We're using a print and cut image. Then you're going to select continue. Now right here, this is where you're going to name the image that you are saving. So as time goes on, you will be uploading a whole lot of things. So whenever you want to go to your uploads, it's good to have it named, because then your search is easier. So when I go into my uploads and I'm looking for a picture of my niece, I'll just type in Avaya. Then here, those are tags. Just think about different names you would consider saving this as. So let's say you went to your saved options to find all of your uploads, not saves, your uploads, but you forgot you named it Avaya. You could type in some other maybe keywords, maybe banner, maybe pink, graduation. So you can add those tags here as other words you can search, right? So now we're going to select upload. But before that, let me just mention collections. You can save your images and projects to different collections, so they're easy to find as well. You have access to 5 collections under the free Cricut Design Space. If you pay for access, I believe you have an unlimited amount of collections you can create. So we're going to select upload. So now that we have our image here, we're going to select text. Now we're doing the year background, so you're going to select 20, and then we're going to find the font that we want to use first before we continue with the rest of the letters. So let's search through different fonts. I really do, we'll use this one this time around, something a little fancy. Now with this, I want to bring them a little bit closer so that my offsets don't have to be too big. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to ungroup it so I can separate that 0, because I want the 0 a little bigger. Right there. So we're going to make a duplicate for the other 2. We're going to duplicate one more time and just change this to a 6. I'm going to bring that 6 in just so it kind of matches the size right there. So what we're going to do, we're going to make sure the numbers are pretty close to each other, like basically right up under each other, right? Now we're going to highlight all of it. We're going to group them together. So as we move them, they move together. You have the option to select group right over here at the top right, or you can or you can right click and select group right here. So I'm going to change this right here to this light gray to represent my silver metallic. I'm just going to make it a little bigger for me to see. Then we're going to start creating the offsets. And then you can choose how much you want. It doesn't have to be just 3 or 4. You want to do more, do more. We're going to go to edit at the top left right here. Select this. Then right here you have the option to offset. And then this little slider bar, you can choose how big or small you want it. I don't necessarily have number goals for the size that I want. I just look for the distance and I just decide which one I like. So it's definitely up to you. So I'm gonna stop right here. I'm gonna click apply. I'm gonna change this color to white. We're gonna go back and add another offset. I'm gonna hit apply. So that's going to represent the other silver. That'll be the silver metallic. Actually, I'm going to put the metallic on the back and the silver glitter on the front, right? And then if you want, you can stop here. Usually I do 3, but on this one, I'm going to add 1 more and do a lavender color, right? So now we're going to highlight the entire project. We're going to group this together now. You can right click, group, and then we're just going to change the size. You can change the height to like about 6.5, 7 inches if you want. Let's do the height at about 7 inches this time around, right? Now, with your image, We're going to hit arrange and bring it to the front so we can see it. You figure out where you want this image to go here. So I want it maybe somewhere like this. If you choose, you can have it larger, like if you have a slimmer image. With this image, I wouldn't put it like this because then you're blocking the entire 2026. I want to actually see it. Also, too, if you choose to block it, you can do that too, you know? So I like it where it's kind of centered here, right? Also, too, what I always do, I always cut more than one just in case. And literally, guys, this is it. You're going to select save at the top right. Save it as whatever you want to save it as. Select save. You're going to go to the top right and select the machine you want to use. Today I'm going to be using the Maker 4. We're going to hit make. Then you see this is our cut layer, our print and cut layer. This is our white. This I'm going to be cutting on glitter, metallic, and this is going to be glitter as well. So we're going to hit continue. We have to print our page first. You're going to select send to printer. You're going to select next. Right here, use system dialog. You're going to turn this on right here. Then select print. That's going to give us a pop-up that's going to give us the options for our printer, right? You select your printer at the top if you have more than one. I'm using the Epson EcoTank 16600. Then you're going to go to media and quality here. You're going to select where you want to feed in that paper. For me, it's the rear tray. My printer has a rear tray for like thicker cardstock and paper, right? Then your media type. This is the most important. You want to match up your media type to the type of paper you're feeding into your printer so that you get the best print quality. I'm using a glossy cardstock, so I'm going to select photo glossy paper. And it defaults to best automatically. The option is best or normal. I always keep it on best, and then we're going to send it to print. For paper type, you can choose a heavy cardstock 100-pound and up. I keep it all on poster board because when I cut all my glitter and metallic, I like to cut on poster board, so I keep it all the same. You're going to select remember material settings so that every time you feed a new piece of cardstock into your Cricut, you don't have to stop and come and choose the setting. So it's going to keep the same setting for every cut. Now that we have our print, you see here these lines, these are going to be the registration lines that the machine will read so that it knows where to cut. So right here is your mat. You're going to line up your paper on the top left side. See the right line there? Going to feed your mat in. Press the load button. And then press play. And now our print is complete. Now for the rest of the layers, we're going to lay down our metallic and our glitter. We're going to feed them into the Cricut the same way we did with our printing cuts. And we're going to cut each layer, then come back and layer them. Okay, so now we have all of our layers. We're going to layer everything using a glue gun, right? Instead of a glue gun though, I will be using the glue pen. So I'm going to just, of course I don't have a glue stick. It just wouldn't be me if I didn't forget a glue stick, right? All right, so we're gonna get some glue on here. You're gonna glue that top layer. Just make sure you center it good. And we're not using any adhesive foam squares. We don't need that dimension because it's a fan. It needs to stay flat on each other, right? And now for the image. I like it here because you can still see the 6. Remember, if you have like a longer image, it could be down the middle. If you wanted to put it a little lower, it's solely up to you how you want it to look. Then we have the craft sticks that we're going to use. I usually hold it just to determine where my hand lands. And then like up to here and above would be where I would put the glue. A lot of it. And there you have your fan. Now the back, with fans, it's usually never an issue to have the exposed back. But let's say you don't want that. What you can do is choose either the second or the back layer, right? And you're going to flip or mirror, whichever you call it, that image, and that way you can put it on the back and cover it up. But with hand fans, it's not a problem. They're usually exposed, and that's how you do it. So if you guys decide to make one, make sure you tag me, the craft print, on all social media platforms. And if it's your first time here again, don't forget to subscribe for more crafty content.